Hey, you guys, it's Renee here. Namaste. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I am your Soul Purpose Success Mentor. You can check me out at reneelee.net. On today's video, what I want to talk about is deep healing at the core matrix, and is forgiving enough? And this is coming from a conversation I was having with a member over in my Facebook group. And I just thought it was, something really juicy to kind of expand on. So I'm here and I want to talk to you about, is forgiveness enough to offer us the deep healing that we're seeking? Okay, so let me give you a concrete example. Let's say that there is a betrayal. Let's say there's a betrayal. Actually, you know what? Better yet, let's say there's been verbal abuse, either by a father, an uncle, or whoever, right? Like a grown-up. You're a child, and you've just kept hearing this verbal abuse from a grown-up that you trusted, and it really made you feel bad about yourself, right? And so this may be a part of the relationship that never kind of left you. So you're an adult now, you still remember that relationship with this person in your family is not a good one, right? It was tarnished by those early years and all of that verbal abuse. And you never liked how it made you feel. And to this day, maybe you are still feeling really insecure because of all of that verbal abuse that you endured at a young age. So a lot of the times when you hear a scenario like this, or any scenario around abandonment or betrayal, the first instinct is we should forgive them, right? Like, we know that is definitely the right direction to take, because the forgiveness shifts us from anger to compassion. And so energetically, that feels lighter, right? It feels better. Of course, forgiving them frees me. It frees them and it frees you. And so on that energetic level, if there was a cord between you and that person, that cord would also fall away if you forgave them, right? So you no longer give that person or the relationship power to keep you feeling heavy. So those are the benefits of forgiving. It shifts you from anger to compassion. It may let whatever cords there may be, it can help those cords to fall away. But is this deep enough for a permanent shifting? My answer is no. The forgiving is a necessary step to start shifting you, to start the healing process. And like I said, the benefits are there, right? Just like I outlined, it shifts you from anger to compassion and helps the cords fall away. But for me, that's really that's one layer of the block, right? It's one layer of the block. And if you wanted to think back on the sandbag dilemma, because I talked about that in the last video, right? If the sandbag was connected to the hot air balloon, maybe this is not a good example. If the sandbag was connected to the hot air balloon with multiple strings, you would just be cutting one string. So the sandbag would still be there weighing you down, even though you cut the one string, right? So for me, the forgiveness tool is amazing. It's necessary, and yet it's not the full release, and it's just one layer of the block. So how do you access that deeper healing? Again, the betrayal and the abandonment and the verbal abuse example are great examples. So there is that interaction with them, that anger, and so you forgive them, but then how did that trauma make you feel? How did you internalize it? Now, this is when we go deeper into the core matrix. How did you internalize it? What did you make it mean about you? All of that verbal abuse, whatever they were saying, did you take it on and make it true about you? And you may not have, right? Everybody is different. The beliefs that we choose to take on, it's so unique to each person, right? So one person may have said, yes, well, she is right. Everything they're saying about me is completely true, and they take that on as their truth. Now, another child may not take that on as their truth, but may end up making up that I am just never safe around men, right? Something like that. So my point is, tune in, because it's not always the same for every person. Really tune into you and say, well, how did I internalize it? What did I make this trauma mean about me? What is my truth around this, right? So now we're kind of digging into the layers. It's not just the very surface level, oh, this was our interaction, he was bad, she was bad, and for me to get over this, I'm going to forgive them. That's very one level, and I want you to go deeper. How did you internalize it, right? And you could journal this down. Because so-and-so said, blah, 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 I really made it mean that I am blank. And a lot of the times, the statement that you want to get down to, like the deeper truth, is going to start with the words, I am. So I want you to keep journaling and keep thinking about, what could I have made this mean about me? And once you get to that deeper truth, you're now accessing a deeper level of your core matrix. You're now accessing a deeper programming that is on autopilot. Okay, so the core matrix, which is this central part of your energy body that is kind of dictating what kind of experiences you're going to have in life. Your core matrix also filters, and that's how it dictates what experience you have in life. It filters life experiences so that you are only receiving that which lines up with what you believe about yourself. You are only receiving that which lines up with what you've programmed your life to be like. Okay, so let that kind of sink in. This is your core matrix. All that you made up about yourself, authorities, whatever you made up about love, perhaps, whatever you made up about money and success, all of your initial thoughts around these things at an early age has been kind of I don't want to say cemented, but programmed into you. Like, this is truth. It's been programmed as truth. And it was true for you at a young age. It had to be true for you at a young age. Otherwise, it was going to be so overwhelming, right? Like, how can God have entrusted me with these grown-ups that are there to love me and take care of me? And they're saying all these things to me, right? Like, it's too overwhelming for a child. And so the only way to cope is to either take that on as truth, or something other. Like, whatever it is you designed in your core matrix, you designed it so that you can survive that situation. So there's nothing wrong, right? It's totally perfect. That's what you needed back then. But now as an adult, you don't need that anymore. And it doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve your sacred business when you have thoughts like, I am not good enough to show up and speak, right? People won't listen to me when I speak. I don't have anything good to say, or I'm not worthy. I don't belong here. Whatever it is you've programmed to make yourself believe back then, it doesn't serve you now as you are trying to fulfill your soul purpose and show up in the world as the powerful spiritual leader you are. And so this inner work is so crucial, right? So that you can get back to the real truth, which is you're this unique, powerful, special, loving soul that's got a amazing, powerful, special purpose on this earth. And for you to show up as that, your true self, you've got to uproot those beliefs and navigate your core matrix and heal up those imprints, that programming. You've got to reprogram, or deprogram maybe, those old beliefs, so that you can really be the real you, the real you. So that's what healing at the core matrix is to me. It's that deeper level of healing where you look at yourself and say, and ask yourself, how did I internalize that trauma? What did I make it mean about me? And then ask yourself, do I want to keep that? Do I want to keep that as my truth, or do I want to let it go and choose something other? And so forgiving, again, is wonderful. It shifts you from anger to compassion. That's raising your vibration. That's getting you closer to a deep healing, but is it enough? I would venture to say no and invite you to look deeper. Look deeper. So that is my share for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Check out my website, reneelee.net. Join my group at facebook.com/groups/Om Wisdom. That's OMWISDOM. And, if you have any questions, post it in the comments. I am here to help you navigate the journey of self-mastery, deep healing, so that you can access soul purpose success on new levels. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.